there with the same freaking expression you have now. None. Cold, no emotion, no remorse. What type of animal?
It's your girl, TT Shanell. You clicked the title, you read the page. That means it is reaction video time. Now, school shooters who showed no remorse in court. This gonna be one of them ones, man. I'm gonna tell you why it's gonna be one of them ones. One, because how you not show no remorse and you just popped up a whole school? Like, what's good with you? That's one. Two, at least you're in jail and you're never getting out. That's the best part, you know? Granted, you don't gotta show much remorse. That's fine. Because may the devil have fun with your soul. Alright, so subscribe for the vibe. Let's get to it.
Took the lives of 17 people. You're done. I never want to hear your name. I never want to see your face ever again. 17 medical examiners testified about what your bullets did to our children's bodies. And you sat there with the same freaking expression you have now. None. Cold, no emotion, no remorse. What type of animal are you?
Saying pull the trigger to kill your sons, you know, mess.
Oh no, this is gonna mentally mess with me. I'ma have this motor dope. What? He is sick. Yo, quick story. The other day, somebody, I ain't even gonna say who, but somebody got mad at me because I was like, not all kids are blessings. And they was like, you can't say that, TT. Every kid is a blessing. He was a kid once. Is this a blessing? Stay woke.
Mr. Basic memory. Love you.
This is 17-year-old TJ Lane, the school shooter who wreaked havoc on Chardon High School in Ohio on February 27th, 2012.
At Chardon High School, we had shots fired, gunshots, multiple gunshots. 911.
Chardon High School, we need police up here. Was there someone in the building with a gun?
According to police accounts, Lane entered the school, targeted the cafeteria, and opened fire that tragically claimed the lives of 3 students and inflicted severe injuries on 3 others.
We have an active shooter at the high school.
I saw a kid holding a gun, pointing it towards a group of kids, and getting ready to press the trigger. I looked up, and he shot 2 more, and it hit a group. It hit a kid, and he fell.
Yo, y'all think he was being bullied? Like, do y'all believe that? Like, it has to be like some type of bullying going on, or you know, he just one of the bad humans that malfunctioned.
And another kid was hiding under the table for cover. It was just so scary.
Lane was later arrested and charged with 3 counts of aggravated murder, 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder, and 1 count of felonious assault. Lane's crimes were bad enough, but in court, things got even worse. From the start, it was clear Lane was anything but remorseful. Lane appeared in court with a white t-shirt with the word killer written across it.
How did they even allow that in court? Like, are there not dress codes in court? Like, how is that acceptable?
According to reports, Lane wore this shirt because it was similar to the one he wore on the day of the shooting. His lack of remorse only worsened from here.
Saying pull the trigger to kill your sons, you know, masturbate to memory. Love you.
This callous statement triggered outrage and revulsion, not only among the families of the victims, but throughout the entire country. Now, the victims' parents got a chance to speak to Lane.
I hate you for the pain you have caused, Nick. You chased him down the hall and fired the last bullet that paralyzed him. You're lucky I have to read this because I'd be staring at you the whole time. Why? Why did you do it? Why?
As the victim impact statements were read, Lane would be seen laughing as they explained the damage his actions caused them.
You're really lucky there's so many police in this room right now. You could smile all you want. Why would you want to hurt him? You don't know kind. I will have to eventually forgive you. Otherwise, you will haunt me. You will never, ever be in my thoughts after this.
I hope you have a cold, rough, unkind, harsh prison life with monsters like yourself. I want you to endure years and years of pain. And
she basically wants your butt to get played with.
abuse, which is, in my opinion, not harsh enough. If I had my choice, you would die an extremely slow, torturous death.
See? She wants the worst of the worst. She wants his butt to get played with in a very harsh demeanor way. That's what she means.
You don't deserve to take another breath while my 16-year-old son Danny lies in the cold ground because of your disgusting, selfish, and cowardly actions.
Now, Lane would face the judge.
First, the defendant's conduct was without any provocation. Second, it was extreme. He was relentless in his shooting. He repeatedly fired his gun at these victims in sequence, moving in the position to better the aim, inflicted extreme injury, and he kept shooting.
He received 3 life sentences without the possibility of parole. But if you think Lane's story ends here, you're wrong. Because now, we fast forward 2 years to 2014.
Breaking news, TJ Lane, the Chardon High School shooter, on the loose right now. He escaped the scene.
What? How come I never heard of this? This boy popped up a school, popped 3 people, and he escaped from prison? What is happening? This is taking a turn.
From a prison in Western Ohio.
In 2014, Lane and 2 other inmates escaped from the Allen Correctional Institution, Ohio, where he was serving his sentences. According to reports, Lane and the other inmates built an 11-foot ladder, which allowed them to climb over the prison's fence. If you watch closely, we can see Lane and the other inmates making a run for it.
Now, how were they able to build an 11-foot ladder and not get noticed? Like, what were the guards doing? This is our tax money.
The inmates got caught only minutes after the escape, but Lane, an already convicted killer, and another inmate were still on the loose, sparking a statewide manhunt.
He did scale our perimeter fence, and again, this is an ongoing investigation.
Just spoke with one of the corrections officers. He advised that the 2 that we're trying to track down are both doing life. They've got nothing to lose here, so be alert.
Fortunately, Lane and the other escapee were captured by the next day.
I believe it's the young one. TJ Lane. He's in custody.
Upon his capture, Lane would be transferred to a maximum security prison in Lucasville, where he's now serving his 3 consecutive life sentences. While TJ Lane's case is repulsive, it's almost comparable to the monster that is Nikolas Cruz.
My name is Nick, and I'm going to be the next school shooter of 2018.
Now, how was he able to say this? And I thought the feds could get access to certain things that we say. How did he get away with saying this and actually doing it? What's happening?
My goal is at least 20 people with an AR-15 and a couple tracer rounds. I think I can get it done. It's going to be.
I bet you majority of these people are not going to be colored of my type of color, if you get what I'm saying.
Be a big event. And when you see me on the news, you'll all know who I am.
On February 14th, 2018, Nikolas Cruz, a 19-year-old former student of the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, unleashed a horrifying attack, which resulted in the death of 17 people and 17 others to be injured.
Oh my God! Oh my God! I think we got shots fired. Hostile shots fired. 1200 building.
According to reports, Cruz arrived at the school at 2:19 p.m., just 20 minutes before school was wrapping up. Then, he started firing.
Oh, yo, the dude in the blue shirt, that like he had an angel with him, because he was coming out the building the moment he came in. That's crazy.
Cruz immediately fled the scene on foot and ran to a local subway, where he could be seen begging a traumatized student for a ride home. Cruz's rampage became the deadliest high school shooting.
How did he able to, go to the subway, ask for a ride home? What's happening?
In the history of the United States. Eventually, he was arrested in a park near the school.
What's going on? What's going on today, bro?
The demons, man.
Demons?
The voices.
Now we go to Cruz's trial. The main defense Cruz's legal team argued was that Cruz was a victim of mental health issues and developmental issues because his birth mother used alcohol and drugs.
Yeah, nice try, okay? Please, all right, I'm black. You know what I'm saying? You know how much crack babies I know that's black? You know what I'm saying? And I know there's some white crack babies, but let's be real, okay? Tupac was a crack baby. He didn't do this. What are we talking about here?
During her pregnancy.
At some point, we have to realize that there are women who will continue to abuse alcohol, do drugs, live a risky lifestyle.
I I understand lawyers gotta protect everybody, like as far as their client. But I couldn't defend no scumbag like that. I'm sorry. It's not enough money in the world. It's not enough money in the world. What y'all think?
They are pregnant, do not get proper prenatal care, and that they damage their babies that are growing in their belly. And
everybody looking like, yeah, no, miss. He's going to jail for the rest of his life.
Damage the brain of the baby that is growing in their belly. There will be more Nicholas Cruzes because there will be more women that drink alcohol when they're pregnant, that poison their baby.
Cruz's same defense would later be videotaped displaying disgusting acts as the proceedings continued.
When these people are upset about specific things that have gone on from that table, like shooting the middle finger up.
Oh yeah, this is very unprofessional. I did a reaction video to this too. She is disgusting. I hope she got disbarred or whatever they call it,
At this court and laughing and joking, Miss McNeil, be quiet. When these people have sat in this courtroom and watched this behavior from that table and they want to say that...
Oh, she fine. She fine. God damn, hold on. Myself together for little shorty, hold on. How you doing? How you doing, Miss Judge? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, let me get serious. A serious matter, but damn, she just took my breath away.
That they're not happy about it. What is the problem?
Before his sentencing, family members got the chance to speak directly to Cruz.
And I watched you kill my daughter on video. I saw you enjoying it. You shot her with a single shot.
I am wearing Joaquin's t-shirt that he wore the night before you killed him.
You shot my kid 4 times. You his marvelous brain and ideas and dreams. You destroyed them. Shot him 4 times. You needed an AR-15 to do that, because otherwise Joaquin will have beaten the shit out of you.
Then,
that's a fact. That's why they grab guns, because they can't fight. They can't fight. Put your deuces up.
A student who survived Cruz's attack took the stand. Now, after a 4-month trial, Judge Elizabeth Shearer will deliver the sentence.
The court imposes a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Cruz remained emotional.
This be the best part, and it just sucks because you can't get those lives back. And I can't even fathom. I can't even just imagine what those families have to go through. And the fact that he got a video saying that he was going to do it and he did it, it's disgusting. It's like it could have been avoided. This could have been avoided in so many ways. And what kills me is that if y'all want to jack the whole mental problem thing, why did it have to take this long for us to get there? It's disgusting.
Motionless as he received 34 consecutive life sentences. 1 life sentence for each victim murdered or wounded at the hands of Cruz. His cold demeanor in court was disturbing, but Cruz wasn't begging for mercy for what he did. Unlike 19-year-old Timothy Simpkins.
I understand what I did was wrong. Very, very wrong.
Now, why he black? Let me listen to this.
And I'm sorry. I truly am sorry.
A former student of Timberview High School who's facing charges for attempted murder.
There is not one excuse for what he did. He didn't need for anything.
On October 6th, 2021, after a violent classroom brawl, Timothy drew a gun from his waistband and opened fire, hitting Zacchaeus Selby and wounding 3 others.
Now, I'm not saying what he did was right compared to what the others did. But if you want to get technical here, there's a huge difference between getting into a fight and then upping it and then just hurting some innocent people. I had a feeling it was something. Because I'm like, now why he black? Let me listen. Because I knew it had to be something. And yeah, I said it.
In court, Timothy's legal team would claim that Simpkins was bullied and attacked by other students and that he acted in self-defense.
2 boys was picking on him. And so me as a mother, what they was going to do to him.
Mr. Simpkins was brutally attacked. He was sitting in a classroom doing his schoolwork. That is not high-risk activity.
To make matters worse, Simpkins' family members wore shirts saying "Stop the bullying" in court to try and further this argument.
It's making him look like a monster. We've seen the video ourselves. We were shocked. He's
a regular teenager. He's 15.
The prosecuting team argued that Simpkins was anything but remorseful, and the drug offenses he violated while awaiting trial only supported their arguments.
He is a dealer. Everything about him tells you that's true. Did you see a tear at any time in the courtroom when the video was being played at what they done? Did you see a possible tear when you looked at any of these victims and their families and said, I'm sorry?
Simpkins would then be heard apologizing for what he had done.
I understand what I did was wrong. Very, very wrong. And I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry.
Then, the teacher he shot got his chance to take the stand.
And let you know that I sincerely appreciate your apology, and I completely recognize how difficult it must be to admit that. It takes a great amount of courage, but I'm not ready to accept your apology yet. I hear you, and I appreciate it, but I'm not ready to accept it yet. However, for the pain and suffering you have inflicted upon the people I love, I'm not sure if I can forgive you.
The jury deliberated for about 5 hours before reaching a verdict.
All right, members of the jury, I have received and accepted your verdict, and I do find that it is unanimous verdict of the individual jurors. Having found the defendant guilty of the offense of attempt to commit the offense of capital murder.
Tompkins was sentenced to 12 years in prison, as well as a...
All right, well, he's 15. He good. He could come out and fix that. But I still don't feel like he... Because what if he was getting bullied? That's because he was dealing under dope. Don't mean, allegedly. Don't mean he... I don't know, man. I feel like... I don't know, man. Too harsh. I'm be real. Too harsh, man. Because what if he was being bullied? I'm sorry. You gotta look at it like that. What if he was getting bullied?
A fine of $6,000. Though Timothy only received 12 years in prison, most school shooters aren't as lucky with their sentence. Like in the case of...
Well, that's because most school shooters are not getting... I mean, they're just going, popping innocent people. Timothy was in a fight and upped it. Still wrong, but there's a huge difference there. Let's be real.
Dimitrios Pagortsis.
Shots fired. More shots fired. Additional shots fired. They're having a shooting at the high school. Have an officer down. Shooter not in custody.
He's actually shooting. He's in the art room. We got shots fired right now, guys.
A 17-year-old who carried out a horrific school shooting at Santa Fe High School in Texas on May 18th, 2018. The shooting took the lives of 10 people and injured 13 others.
Playing music, making jokes while he's doing it. Had like slogans, like rhymes, stuff he kept saying.
What was he saying?
Like every time he'd kill someone, he'd say another one bites the dust.
Dimitrios used a shotgun and a revolver, which he got from his father's closet, to unleash his violence.
Now, why would that just be in his father's closet like that? Now, y'all seen in Virginia when the kid popped the teacher, the mother she's going to, I believe she's getting in trouble with the law for child neglect or something of that nature. How come he didn't get in trouble for putting a huge gun? But was he a kid, though?
What was he saying?
Like every time he'd kill someone, he'd say another one bites the dust.
Dimitrios used a shotgun and a revolver, which he got from his father's closet, to unleash his violence upon an art class at 7:32 a.m.
He first opened fire with a shotgun in which he shot one of my other friends in the head, and her body fell down not too far away from where I was under the table. That is when he turned like this and opened fire with the revolver.
Eventually, he surrendered to the police after concealing himself in a closet for roughly 30 minutes.
Subject A is detained and in custody.
Dimitrios Pagortsis revealed to the police that he had intended to end his own life after the shooting, but lacked the courage to do so. He also claimed that
you lack the courage to pop your own self, but you could pop innocent people. I don't understand cowards like this. I don't understand. It's like, and now he gets to eat, sleep, and be comfortable while we got to pay for it with our tax money that we work so hard for. It's like, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
That he spared the students he favored, intending for them to recount his tale.
I was very, very scared. I had to have someone keep me calm.
Trench coat on, pistol in his hand, a shotgun across his chest.
He gave himself up and admitted at the time that he didn't have the courage to commit the suicide, that he wanted to take his own life earlier.
Dimitrios claims to have been a victim of bullying by some students and coaches at the school, a claim that the school contested, but Dimitrios' own father would agree with.
He said, quote, "My son to me is not a criminal. He's a victim. The kid didn't own guns. I owned guns."
So why is the father not in jail? Why did the father not get in trouble for this?
He pulled the trigger, but he is not this person. It is like we see in the movies when someone gets into his body and does things that are not done. It's not possible in one day for the child to have changed so much.
Demetrios was charged with capital murder and aggravated assault against a public servant. He was held without bond at the Galveston County Jail.
And you have been charged with aggravated assault against a public servant. I'm denying your bond on both charges.
It's been 5 years since the shooting, and Demetrios Pagortzis has yet to begin trial. If convicted, he could be sentenced to a maximum of life imprisonment with the possibility of parole after 40 years. Demetrios has yet to apologize for his actions or take responsibility.
Why does he get to have parole? Like, what's
in any way. 10 lives were lost at the hands of Demetrios Pagortzis. The same number of lives lost in the case of Peyton Gendron.
When I first saw him shooting, he shot a woman, he shot a deacon, he shot another woman, and then he went in the store and started shooting again.
Except in this case, the courtroom went exactly how you would expect.
We love our kids. We never go in no neighborhoods and take people out.
On May 14th, 2022, 18-year-old Peyton S. Gendron carried out a horrific mass shooting that claimed the lives of 10 people in Buffalo, New York. Tragically, all 10 of the victims were black. To make matters worse, Gendron live-streamed part of the attack for viewers to watch at home.
You know, I seen this, but I didn't actually get the full details on it because sometimes it just be so much for me. I'd be like, nah, I can't. He live streamed him popping blacks, and what's going on with technology where you can live stream catching bodies? How was that not stopped? How did he not? We seeing them do it. How will we?
Gendron was apprehended at the scene. After his arrest, police searched Gendron's home, only to find a 180-page manifesto that showed a map of the store, racist remarks, and outlined a plan of how he was going to execute his attack. Now we go to court, where Peyton is facing 10 counts of committing a hate crime resulting in death, 3 counts of committing a hate crime involving an attempt to kill, 10 counts of using a firearm to commit murder during and in relation to a crime of violence, and 3 counts of using and discharging a firearm during and in relation to a crime of violence. During the trial, he remained emotionless as his victims would explain the impact this event had on them.
To me, killing you is the easy way out. One day, I hope you find it in your heart to apologize to those 10 families who you've shattered their lives.
Every day of your life, think about my family and the other 9 families that you've destroyed forever.
Yo, God forbid. I'm ever putting, hopefully I'm not doing no victim impact statement. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like they won't care. I feel like they're going to do nothing but piss me off. I'm going to take your head off. I don't forgive you. I'm not going to forgive you. I'm not God, so I'm not going to forgive you. I don't know. Would you guys do an impact statement? Let me know.
We love our kids. We never go in no neighborhoods and take
But for some, words aren't enough.
people out.
A father lunges at Peyton, forcing him to be escorted out and the courtroom to erupt. Gendron pleaded not guilty on May 19, 2022. However, on November 28, 2022, he changed his plea and pleaded guilty to all state charges, including murder, domestic terrorism, and hate crimes. Now, he faces a judge to learn his sentence.
There is no place for you or your ignorant, hateful, and evil ideologies in a civilized society. There can be no mercy for you, no understanding, no second chances. You will never see the light of day as a free man ever.
That's what I like to hear, baby. She sound fine too.
Again, it is the judgment of this court for your conviction under the first count of the indictment, a domestic act of terrorism motivated by hate in the first degree, an A1 felony, that you be sentenced to life imprisonment without parole.
Gendron received a sentence of 11 consecutive life terms without the possibility of parole. Just when you thought 11 life terms were bad enough, we meet a 15-year-old who took it one step further.
Everybody gets picked on, everyone gets...
Yo, he looked crazy.
bullied. This kid just wanted attention, I feel.
On March 5th, 2001, tragedy struck Santana High School in Santee, California, when 15-year-old Andy Williams opened fire on his school, taking the lives of 2 and wounding 13.
In my 15-year-old head, these are small rounds. I understand I'm going to be shooting at people, and I understand the potential for harm is there. But for whatever reason, I separated actual harm from potential harm, and I thought that as long as I'm considered enough of a threat to have all these cops show up in a big huge force, then they'll kill me and all my problems will be solved.
Reports suggest that
he's sick.
Williams had endured bullying and harassment from fellow students at Santana High School. He had attempted to seek help from a school counselor a few weeks before the shooting, but was turned away because the office was busy.
A lot of the bullying stuff, I was too ashamed to admit. All the sexual abuse, I didn't tell anybody about. I was too ashamed to admit I was victimized.
Williams commenced his terror from the boys' bathroom, where he fatally shot Brian Zucker, a 14-year-old freshman. Exiting the restroom, he indiscriminately fired at other students and staff, injuring 13 individuals, where he also took the life of Randy Gordon, a 17-year-old senior. Williams was eventually confronted by a group of police officers who arrived on the scene promptly, within minutes of the initial gunfire. Williams dropped his weapon and surrendered. In court, Williams was facing 2 counts of first-degree murder and 13 counts of attempted murder. His family revealed how much his actions affected everyone.
He was a real kind kid. I do not condone what he did. I do not condone the way he went about trying to resolve his issues whatsoever. He made a very bad choice.
Eventually, Williams received 50 years to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 5 decades. He showed no emotion or remorse at the time. However, the same cannot be said for the mass shooter, Anderson Lee Aldrich.
I'm trying to leave the damn fight, you dumb fat ass. Shut up!
You shut up.
What are you gonna do? Shut up!
Keep following me and I'm...
Oh, I feel like it's about to go left.
You up.
Who's facing charges for 5 murders in Colorado.
Police say at least 5 people are dead after a shooting at a Colorado Springs nightclub.
The shooting happened just before midnight at Club Q. That's an LGBTQ nightclub.
In November 2022, Anderson killed 5 people and injured 19 others with an AR-15 style rifle at Club Q nightclub. This wasn't the first time Anderson dealt with police. According to reports, in June 2021, Anderson allegedly began loading bullets into the magazine of a Glock handgun and aiming it at his grandparents. When things settled down, he then grabbed a mysterious box from his room and claimed it was a homemade bomb, leading to a SWAT team arriving at his house. Now we go to court. Aldrich arrived disheveled and beaten. According to reports, after the shooting, 2 people in the club tackled and restrained him until police arrived.
Damn, they beat him up, as they should, you sick son of a...
Aldrich pleaded guilty and was given the opportunity to speak, but denied it. Following this, the judge pronounced his sentence.
You would receive 5 consecutive life sentences to the Colorado Department of Corrections without the possibility of parole. This paperwork also reflects that you would be receiving 46 consecutive 48-year sentences for the attempted murder counts, followed by mandatory periods of parole.
Aldrich was sentenced to life imprisonment and refused to apologize to the victims or take responsibility for what happened. However, it's not the first time a mass shooter showed no remorse for his actions. Just like what happened in the notorious
Yo, this is the sick dude. This the Joker dude, right?
case of James Holmes.
911, where's your emergency?
She went under there. Let me tell you something. Me personally, I start hearing shots, I'm not gonna trap myself in somewhere. If I hear it coming that way, I'm running out in the open. I'm not gonna trap myself in somewhere. I understand the heat of the moment, you can't think straight, but one time I went to a Pride and they thought it was a mass shooting. Everybody was running in the building. I said, y'all bugging. I'm gonna run out. I'm gonna be out in the open so that way I can run and I can zigzag. I'm not gonna, drop a comment, tell me what would you do.
I can't hear you. Give me the address again. There's one shot. What address?
A graduate of neuroscience and a former PhD student who's facing charges for 24.
What? A PhD and all of that? That's crazy. Yo, y'all white people be crazy. Some of y'all, not all of y'all, but some of y'all be crazy. Like, you notice a lot of these people I'm looking at are white. Slavery. I'm just saying, like, something, and I don't know, something ain't right up here, something.
Counts of first-degree murder and 116 counts of attempted murder. On July 20th, 2012, James Holmes walked into a movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, where a screening of The Dark Knight Rises was playing. According to reports, by this point, Holmes had already swallowed a handful of pain pills, anticipating the result of what he was about to do. The movie would air for about 30 minutes before Holmes would make his way to his car to retrieve gas canisters, a shotgun, and a rifle. When he returned, horror struck.
911, where's your emergency? Sorry, I can't hear you. Give me the address again. There's one sec. What address?
He fatally shot 12 people and injured 70 others. After he was arrested, police went to his home to search for further evidence, but what they found was even more shocking than expected. Holmes anticipated that the police would be going back to his house, so he booby-trapped it with dozens of...
Yo, this dude is on some Joker type stuff. Like, I see why he had his, like, he really thought he was the Joker.
Explosives and incendiaries. Holmes's case only gets crazier in court when he arrives with freshly dyed orange hair. According to reports, he dyed his hair like this to resemble the Joker. Holmes's defense team entered a plea deal of not guilty by reason of insanity. They supported this defense by showing footage of James running into walls and appearing manic while he was being held in a cell. But the judge presiding over the case didn't agree.
I am 100.
Yeah, no, are you crazy? You got a whole PhD, boy. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You got a whole PhD. Okay? Stop it. You're getting life.
100% sure that these are just and fair. I want to make it clear that it is the court's intention that the defendant never set foot in free society again.
Holmes was found guilty of all charges and sentenced to 12 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole, plus 3,318 years. However emotionless James Holmes's reaction to his sentence was, how does it compare to the cold reaction of 18-year-old Devin Erickson, who's facing 2 counts of first-degree murder and 44 additional charges, including attempted murder and conspiracy to commit murder? On May 7, 2019, Devin Erickson and accomplice Alec McKinney walked into Colorado High School with the worst intentions imaginable.
Is the shooter down or is the shooter still shooting? What? Yes, is the shot, yes. Okay, do we know how many? At least 3 people I know have been injured. Okay. Do we have a description on him? Erickson? Devin Erickson? Devin Erickson, okay.
According to reports, Erickson and McKinney targeted a classroom of students sitting in the dark as they watched a movie at the end of their senior year. The two entered through separate doors to maximize the number of students they could kill. They took the life of Kendrick Castillo and injured 8 others before their guns started to jam. Then students
Yo, what goes wrong with a kid that makes them want to, like, what, like, I need to know, because I plan on having kids, and I need to make sure that even though most of these kids are white, so my donor is definitely going to be black, so that probably, lowers the chances, but it's just like, how do you raise a Chucky? It's like, how does one go from being a cute little blessing to a terrorist?
Began bravely rushing the shooters to defend their classmates. Police body cam captures the moment the police arrested McKinney and Erickson.
How many shooters do you have?
2. There's 2, yeah. Why? He was making me give him a bunch of stuff, and then there's me. I was just supposed to watch it. Because there's only one who's going to let me live.
Now we go to court, where Erickson's grandfather began by addressing the court.
I'm Devin's grandpa. I'm also his best friend.
Your best friend's a shooter. So what did you do wrong?
I consider Devin my best friend. I was asked once, after I bragged about Devin, said, it seems you love Devin quite a lot. My answer was, I not only love him, it's unconditional love. I will never stop loving him. He made a big mistake, yes, but he's a great guy.
Prosecutors contended that Erickson was not as kind as his grandfather was leading the jury to believe.
The one who secured the weapons and loaded the weapons.
the one who snuck them into the school, the one who blasted a hole in Kendrick Castillo and shot 2 other students. That person is in the courtroom with us right now.
Erickson remained mostly silent throughout much of the trial. Given the chance to speak, he chose not to provide an explanation or justification for his actions. Instead, he was seen hiding his face and avoiding eye contact with the family members in attendance. Instead, his defense painted him as a vulnerable child who was roped into Alec McKinney's plan.
He's not a monster, he's not a demon, and he's not evil. He's a confused adolescent kid.
Here is the moment where Erickson would learn his sentence.
I consider the things that you did to be so heinous, so violent, and so far-reaching that warrants the following sentence. Counts 1 and 2, which are murder in the first degree. 1 is with deliberation, 2 is extreme indifference. Life without parole, those will run concurrent to each other. As for the death of Kendrick Castillo.
Ultimately, Erickson was found guilty of first-degree murder and 45
Yeah, lock his baby joke ass up.
additional crimes related to the attack. Judge Teresa Michelle Slade handed down a life sentence without the possibility of release for Erickson, plus 1,200 years. While McKinney received a life sentence, given his status as a minor, he may become eligible for parole in 20 years. Erickson displayed little emotion upon hearing his sentence. Devin and Alec got what they deserved. But what about a school shooter who gets what he wants?
I want to be put away, where I can't hurt anybody.
This is Sky Boucher on April 20th,
Not Boucher, not the water boy.
2018, in Ocala, Florida. A 19-year-old Sky Boucher carried out a school shooting at Forest High School. Around 8:25 a.m., Sky can be seen rushing into the school while holding what appears to be a guitar case. According to reports, Sky then ran into the hall's restroom. Inside the case were a 1930 sawed-off shotgun, gloves, and a tactical vest. Then, a 17-year-old junior named Evan walked into a stall in the same restroom Sky was in. Sky then shot the bottom of the stall door that Evan was in, leaving him injured and screaming in pain. A code red lockdown was ordered.
Hey, lock this school down.
Only minutes after the shooting, police would find Sky in a classroom where he surrendered.
Down on the ground.
Yo, so you just popped him? Like, what's the reason?
What the? Put your hands behind your back.
I said the gun's in front of the restroom.
Okay.
I'm sorry, sir.
What are you?
I wasn't raised by the right people.
Are you kidding me? How did you get up here with a shotgun? You just carried it up here?
Yes, sir.
Are you kidding me?
Yo, the cop is so confused because he probably never seen like a school shooting of this nature. He's like, me neither. He's mad calm. He's like, yo, my bad. I wasn't raised by the right people. Like, damn. Like, do you feel for him?
What stairs did you go? Holy cow.
Sky admitted to a life marked by neglect, violence, and mental health struggles since childhood, emphasizing that he was not having a good day. His intentions were to isolate himself to avoid harming others.
I didn't even think the gun would work. That's why I pointed out the door. So then I just shot.
Are you at least thankful, though, that no one...
Yeah, I'm very thankful. Because I didn't even know I hit someone until the news reporter said, did you know that kid? Or I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Sky Boucher then went on to say he's hoping for life behind bars so that he can repeat what he did.
I want to be put away where I can't hurt anybody.
In court, Sky faced charges of terrorism, aggravated assault with a firearm, carrying a concealed firearm, and armed trespass on school property. Consequently, he received a 30-year prison sentence with a requirement to serve 25 years before parole consideration. Additionally,
Yeah, because this one was a little tricky because it sounded like that one was an accident. Still unacceptable, though. Very unacceptable, but, you know.
he was handed an extra 30 years of probation and ordered to pay restitution. If you thought these reactions were shocking,
Yo, subscribe for the vibe.